Majority of the businesses are, however, located in urban areas. Efforts at protecting the country's forest cover has seen several of these gas stations spring up with a determination to ensure gas supply in every home. However, low margins of profits is a challenge. For instance, by 2011, 10 tons of LPG costing between 400 and 500,000 cedis could only fetch operators an 8.33% profit margin. This, the Ghana LP Gas Operators Association found worrying.
It affects operation of the work. That's why we are owing the banks. Almost every operator is owing a bank or two because the margins are too small.
Attempts at getting the association recognition from government agencies, including the NPA and the Tema Oil Refinery, failed. There was then the need for advocacy, and quickly came in the BUSAC Fund. A 4-day training equipped members with advocacy skills.
BUSAC Fund really helped us. It went well. They increased the margin for a period, which was going on well. But later, because of the continuous price increase, our margins kept on diminishing.
The successes are many. The association is now stronger, and members are now able to advocate public sector support to create that enabling business environment. Members have also been able to sensitize and get operators who are not part of the association on board, and this has enhanced monitoring of safety operations. And regulators, including the NPA, the Ghana Standards Authority and district assemblies, are now prepared to work with them to ensure the operations are safe to create a thriving business environment.
All right, so we're grateful for your time. You just got all those details in that particular story. We're now getting to the deep of it and trying to get more details about the LPG discussions. Well, in the studios right now is Dr. Bernard Otabil, financial author. This is a man who understands the industry fairly. We'll also be interacting with one man who has joined us from the LPG sector. That is an operator and a member of the association, Alex Yankee. Many thanks for joining me, gentlemen. I'm sincerely grateful for your time. First of all, let me find out from you, Dr. Otabil. You've been following the industry. Most of the time, we'll spend time talking about the petroleum industry so much. Do you think the LPG sector has been neglected?
Well, if you look at it from the marketing point of view, the smaller retail outlets, I think that's what our friend will be talking about in a while. They are looking at it from the point of being recognized as an important part in the chain. But, you know, in the wider context, the government policy on energy, I mean, I remember way back in somewhere in 2010, actually looked at the importance of the LPG sector in terms of what, you know, our own energy requirements really are. And you actually neglect the gas sector in its entirety at your own peril. But then if you look at what Ghana Gas is currently doing, they are looking at a situation whereby, you know, given the opportunity, they could produce about 70%, you know, of the local gas needs. That's what they are looking at, you know, currently. So on the larger sense of it, you wouldn't really say that it has been, you know, neglected. I mean, quite recently, Quantum Gas had investment from the IFC, you know, so and you can, yes, really it's quite vibrant. I mean, you neglect it at your own peril. And if you look at this country as a whole, way back in the 90s, you know, up until the 2000s, you realize that in order to even avoid deforestation, the government looked at reducing the prices of LPG so that the ordinary person could be able to afford it. Now, if you look at the wider global context, you know, we have these cook stoves and clean energy kind of initiatives, and therefore the gas sector plays a very critical role in all of that.
Let me find out from the operator in the industry, maybe before the new changes, the situation. Would you also confirm that you were quite neglected, Mr. Yankee?
Thank you, Kwaku, and good evening to your listeners and viewers. I won't say we were neglected, actually, but we're facing challenges.
Share with me some of the challenges.
You know, the petroleum downstream is regulated by government. And it is not easy getting things across unless you have the, excuse me to put it, the numbers, the facts, the vim, you see, to be able to tell government, put your case across that please, this, and this, and this, or that. so that we'll be able to articulate that this is very good for me and you. It's a win-win situation. I'm a businessman from the business point of view. You're also a government. You have to serve your people. And we need not lose. We need to work together to achieve our aim.
Were these the challenges you had before you recently had the opportunity to be engaging all the stakeholders as the MPA and then the Tamawaya refinery and the like?
Yeah, indeed, we were having challenges because the recognition wasn't there in the initial stage. But now we have been able to let them know that we are an integral part as far as the chain is concerned, and we cannot be neglected.
Dr. Tabel, how big is the industry when you look at the LPG industry in Ghana today? How well are they supporting our economy? I wouldn't look for immediate figures on it, but if you should give it a better view, that sector alone, how significant is it to even contributing to probably the economy?
Well, it's very significant. Look at the energy needs of this country and the fact that the LPG sector or the gas could, actually not only, improve on the consumption or by the end user in terms of the consumer by way of, cost savings at that level, but would also save the government a lot of money. Now, it's estimated that if we should have Ghana gas on stream and producing at the capacity that we expect it to be, over the next 10 years, we'll be saving over $2 billion, in energy consumption alone. And if you look at the problems that we have to do with our energy needs of this particular country, then of course you cannot discount the importance of gas again. Now, current figures actually put it that the cars are currently using about 58%, of the LPG requirement, with domestic, industrial, and commercial usage on about 42%. So this is quite some kind of huge numbers that we currently looking at. If you look at the West Africa, the West Africa gas pipeline, for example, which is supposed to be feeding into the Sonia Sogli plant, and when it really could not do that, you realize the deficit that we experience and how that could also be, and on our energy policy as well. If you look at the West Africa electricity market, the wholesale electricity market that we are trying to promote under the West Africa Power Pool, project the WAP project that we are trying to promote, gas plays a very significant, part in all of that. So it's kind of something that can and shouldn't be neglected at all.
You can't say it in any better way, but let me come down to the safety of it, the operations of it, which you are a key player. Today, tell me, how is the industry like? Can I confidently say that when I go to any LPG station, cost is such that you are all able to afford all the equipments, you are working up to the world standards, you are operating to that top-notch quality to be able to make me, the consumer, feel at home to come to your service points?
Indeed, we have the regulators who supervise us and make sure these requirements are achieved, are met. Because you cannot be licensed to operate as a rebottling plant unless basic safety requirements are met, which NPA will make sure you are there, Ghana National Fire Service will make sure you are there, satisfying the consumer, the Ghana Standard Authority will make sure the service you are providing is up to international standard. You cannot do without it, though.
My little research also indicates, now Dr. Tabel, I'll come to you shortly. My little research prior to you coming into the studios were on your margins. Back in the days, how difficult it was for you to meet the margins to be able to operate profitably, and how it has changed this time. Can you throw a little light on it for me?
Yeah, indeed, the three issues or the 3 points as far as the business is concerned must be met. We are in a service industry. The consumer is number one. You have to satisfy the consumer. Number two, return on investment. And then number three, business must grow. All these things are done by margin. That is your margin per the business you are involved. But we can say that it has not been very smooth. In fact, it has not been very, very good. I can't quote numbers here because some of them are too low that it's below even 4%.
We think you are rich. You are very profitable in your operation.
Indeed, it is not true.
Dr. Otabil, he says it's not true, but I'm looking at how we can use the public-private partnership approach, where we can say, okay, this is how we can support you, even from the public point of view. How can we use the public-private partnership to engage the public sector?
Well, first of all, PPP arrangements are considered in an entirely different concept than what we are looking at the LPG sector, at the marketing level. Now, if you're looking at it from the point of margins, all businesses are suffering from small margins because of the shrinking nature of the global economy, not only the Ghanaian economy. Not quite long ago, we had the poultry sector also complain about margins. And I'm pretty sure that even if you should go into the media, you'd find that...
media would also complain about margins. So it's everywhere.
It's everywhere. So it's the case of working smarter and, finding the business plan that would help you in this difficult time to make the right margin to stay profitable. Now, in committing public funds to promote, promoting private businesses, it depends on the context in which
it's the engine of growth. So the private sector, you should be able to support it.
The private sector is the engine of growth, but then the primary role of every government is to set the enabling environment that would ensure that the private sector will be able to flourish. Now, you wouldn't then expect public funds being committed to that particular sector because already public funds are in there. If Ghana Gas should come on stream, that is public fund that has been devoted to that, kind of business. You have quantum gas, you have fuel trade that have the tanks, and they are also playing a very big part in the, in the whole bulk sector within the chain. So for private, or the smaller ones, what is called for is, more or less, find a very much, a slicker way of doing business to improve on your margins.
Let me give him a business job because I see him trying to move his hand, trying to draw my attention. So he says, well, you need a business plan. As an association, as a body, have you done anything? What did you do to get the attention, attract the attention of government?
Indeed, if you don't have a business plan, you can't attract any facility as far as the concerned. But in our sector, it's regulated. So you can't do otherwise. You always have to rely on the government for your returns. Does it meet it? That's where we have to address. Nobody is saying that we need not protect the consumer. No. But your return on investment is the government is herself promoting it. Indeed, when we are okay, the government will also be okay. Doctor has already laid the benefit.
Just help me. You did a little bit of advocacy, and today things are better. I might not have all the time, but if you can show me exactly what you did and how government responded to it, it would help me.
Indeed, we were able to tell government that you can't neglect us, and we are very important as far as the chain is concerned. And part on us, we were able to organize ourselves and get the necessary healing. Now I can tell you, NPA don't sit without us. As far as the sector is concerned, they come, we talk together. It's a win-win situation. I mean, it's better to get your case across than to sit aloof, because you can't put between 450,000 to 500,000 Ghana cedis down there and not meet the basic returns. No.
Today, are there some successes?
Indeed, there are
engaging.
Indeed,
you mentioned that do this, and you say you've done it. But are there some success stories you want to share?
Very, very success story.
Tell me.
In fact, we have a number of regulators overseeing our operations.
Okay.
As I can tell you, all of them are very, very happy engaging us as far as getting things done in the right way are concerned. Safety, penetration, customer satisfaction, building up all the bridges to be able to acquire the necessary equipment for the plant, and even getting the supply. Like Doctor has mentioned, we have quantum oil coming online, Ghana Gas. Now, we shortage of gas, I can bet you, is gradually becoming a thing of the past.
Doctor, do you agree to this, that the foundation that has been laid is good enough that Ghanaians will not see that long queues, struggle at gas filling stations and the like? It's been a while since I saw a thing like this anyway.
Well, touch wood, maybe we'll not experience it again, because way back in 2010 again, we were experiencing a lot of shortages, at the pumps, and you wouldn't really want that to return in this, current era, because we already have other challenges of our own to start experiencing something of this sort. But then, let me just add to his advocacy work. I think that what I gather from what, he's trying to say is pretty simple. They've been shouting from the rooftop for quite some time now, but it seems that no one has been listening to them. And indeed, some time back, you guys looked at the area of capacity building to build the capacity of your workers and to make sure that they contribute enormously to the energy sector of this country. Now, at the distribution level, I think that they play a very key part in terms of getting what is produced to the consumer, and that aspect also comes with this, all kinds of standard safety issues and so on and so forth. And that is how I will add my voice, that they should be considered as an area that needs, all the
Dr. Otabel, Ms. Amponsa Bediako has joined us on the line. He's from the Ghana Standards Authority. I have one question to put across to him. Quite recently in Sekondi Takoradi, there was an issue at a gas filling station, and it all boils down to safety. Now, you are the regulators. Tonight we've had the opportunity to talk much about regulators. Tell me, what are you doing to ensure safety at the various gas filling stations in the country? Well, if Mr. Amponsa Bediako has joined us on the line, a very good evening. Thanks for joining us on Business Focus. Mr. Amponsa Bediako, we're just trying to find out safety at the various filling stations. Today, what does the regulator do to ensure ample safety at the various gas filling stations? So we won't hear issues about explosions because of the dangers that it comes with. Okay, we'll try to get to Mr. Amponsa Bediako, and when he joins us on the line, we will be bringing him. Is he on the line? If he's on the line, Mr. Amponsa Bediako, the last time, let's try to see. Yes, please go ahead. We're talking about safety at the various gas filling stations. Can you assure us of what you've put in place to ensure enough safety? That's quite unfortunate there. We'll try to get to him as and when he comes up. But shortly, gentlemen, I'll want you to give your final word. Would you say that BUSAC advocacy has been of help to you?
Indeed, it has been of great help to us. We're able to engage private consultants, telling us the numbers, what we have to do, training us, and even traveling across the length and breadth of this country to bring our members together. And as I can also say, in terms of safety, Ghana is not bad. We have, chalk certain strides. Okay. We have about 410 LPG stations across the length and breadth of this country. Quite a number. And look at the statistics. I just have 30 seconds. Very good. Look at the statistics. How many accidents have you experienced? Care must be taken not to add a BRV accident and domestic accident. They are different. But I can tell you we have only 3, as far as I'm concerned, from this state. Including the recent Takoradi one,
or you've not added it yet? No, it has not captured.
No, not much. You see, it was much fatal. We have captured everything, you see, but we have done a lot as far as safety is concerned, and we have achieved a lot. In fact, the target is 0 accident-free operation. That is our target.
Dr. Otabel, you could also add your final words to Ghana and to them as an association also on how they should handle the operations to become more profitable.
Well, it's pretty simple. He said it all. Basically have a good plan and let your members fully understand that they don't have to wait for BUSAC Fund before they'll be able to build their capacity and do what is necessary in the market. I'm quite impressed by the total number of gas filling stations that we have in the country. About good business for the economy. And that alone, you see, associations are meant to grow their members, and you can use your standing to solicit for all kinds of funding in order to improve on the skills and standards, regulations, safety, and so on and so forth. And I believe you occupy a very important position, and therefore whatever you put out there, you get the necessary support. So that's what I would say.
All right, many thanks for joining us. You just heard Dr. Bernardo Otabel. He's a financial author. He's also the CEO of Ghana News Agency. Indeed, if you've not subscribed yet, ensure you subscribe and get all the latest updates from them. Again, we had Alex Yankee, a member of the Ghana LPG Operators Association. Mr. Yankee, many thanks, and we are hoping to record indeed apart from the 3, 0 accident situations. Many thanks for joining us. After this break, when we come back, we are celebrating the mover from Melcom Group. We'll be interacting with the chairperson.